Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the Fanspire. And today, like our title is defining, we are going to talk all things Chelsea. With me is a fellow Chelsea fan, Pranav, and we will be joining with another Chelsea fan soon. So, Pranav, what's up, man?
Thanks for having me on the show. Pretty excited. I don't know what is there in store, to be honest, but kind of psyched and looking forward to it.
But isn't
Kind of
that the case as being a Chelsea fan? You never know what's in store during the matches.
actually, and given the run of form and the number of injuries, I think I'm hoping I don't have any hiccups myself. So let's
Yeah,
hope for that.
actually, just talking about the injuries, like lovely that you mentioned it. Like obviously, last game itself, Karne Chukwuemeka got injured. Then we got a news today that Mudrik is also injured in training. Reece James was injured in training. Like, what do you think is the issue? Since last season, we have been having n number of injuries, and obviously, it is hampering the squad because it is the starting 11 players who are getting injured. So, who's at fault here, according to you? Is the medical team or just
I
unlucky?
think I honestly feel it's when the takeover was happening and we let go of our entire medical team. The main physios, the main doctors that were on board, that were actually responsible to making sure that the players don't exert themselves, given the number of competitions we were in. That played a major factor. I think to a point where the new owners realized that we have been having a lot of injuries, and that's kind of dented the form back last season. But
Right.
I honestly feel I think at some point they actually called these guys also. I mean, their team filed a petition and they wanted the physios to come back and whatnot. Um, but I don't think if they've come on board, or even if they have, it's not been as
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I think so. Like you pointed out, like the perfect thing. Like the fans, like kind of went on a morcha कि हम लोग को यही लोग चाहिए. The
Yeah,
medical team we wanted back because already the board was changed. Like Petacek let go, Marina let go. Everybody from the board got changed. We fans wanted somebody there, like especially the medical team, and I feel they are still there because they were forced to bring back the medical staff. But
yeah.
now, do you think it's the right decision, seeing the injuries, and it's like our fault itself for forcing them to do it?
See, I feel pre-season may the biggest dent or biggest blow that we faced was Nkoku getting injured. I mean, I think after he being injured, it'll feel like he'll be a new January transfer signing for us when he comes. But the fact that uh, I I don't know, I genuinely feel the medical team should be better. Having to retain them, I feel they must have retained like 50% of the staff. The key doctors or the key people that were actually responsible of taking care of the players are not there anymore. That's what I
Right.
feel. I may be wrong. We don't know what the infrastructure looks like. We don't know what the people are behind the scenes, what they're doing. But I also feel sometimes they push players to come back a lot faster, which also
Right.
results in multiple recurring injuries. Like with Reece James, for instance, they tell him, okay, don't go undergo a surgery. We'll have you back within 3 to 4 weeks. He comes back after 3 to 4 weeks. He looks fit, and then again he pulls his hamstring. Then he's out for another. It's another setback. He's out for another 3 4 weeks. So that
Right.
kind of I think they tend to push players a lot more. Like now with Bajeshil also, and with Broja. Broja has another 2 weeks. Badeshil also has another 3 4 weeks before they come back. Um, I think Pochettino is a little more cautious with them because he knows the extent at which they've got their injuries. Even with Fofana, even with Reece James, for instance, I think he's being a little more cautious. They probably are looking because most of them have undergone surgery, even with Carne as well. He's also undergone surgery, so they're going to be a little more cautious. But given the fact that we don't have European football, will actually might help us in a way in their
Right.
recovery because we don't have that many tournaments, right? We don't have that many cups to fight for. We probably have one domestic cup, two domestic cups, the FA Cup, the Carling Cup, as we used to call it, and the Premier League. That's the only three that I see that they're fighting for, right? And then top four. But to push to that, I think they'll take their time, but could be the medical team, could be something else. We don't know. मेरे को तो लगता है यार गंदी नजर लगी है because we spent so much money on the on the team. लोग बोल रहे हैं you 35 players squad है ये वो. It's not एक 35 players squad है नहीं. We've let they I think people don't see the fact that we've let go of so many players. You know.
Like, I think against West Ham or against Liverpool, I don't know. The commentator said that we could have actually staged another starting 11 with the players we let go this summer itself.
Yeah, I mean, we had that kind of that. We had that big squad, but Pochettino is very clear. He wants a 22, 21 player squad. About, I would say, 18, 19, players that they've
Whole
bought,
squad,
and yeah, the adult team, and then they've got like the youth squad that they're looking at with another 3, 4 couple of players.
right.
That's what he wants, and that's what he has in mind. But yeah, we've spent so much money, we've let go of so many players. बुरी नजर तो लगने ही है यार ये this is India, we fans, we you have Priyanka being a Liverpool fan, you know it. She'll be taunting us. She'll be laughing at us for all you know.
The best is right now United fans, the Spurs fans are also taunting. I mean, मतलब like कौन से level से तुम लोग बोल रहे हो कि मतलब Chelsea is struggling. I mean,
तो
yes,
United
United did
fans नहीं
win
कर
the
सकते.
League Cup and everything, and but you see yourself this season as well. You're like people are making fun of you for losing against Spurs.
See, we if you lose to Spurs, that's a bigger insult than anything, I feel. Because for us as Chelsea fans, as John Terry once said, it's and Frank Lampard once said that going to White Hart Lane is actually called 3 point lane, right? We will never lose to Spurs. Chahe kuch bhi ho jaye. We'll draw the game, but we'll never lose to Spurs. Like that's one thing Chelsea fans hope for. That's one thing Chelsea players also hope for, ki not to lose to Tottenham, right? But with Man United losing to Tottenham, I don't understand why they have the right to actually mock us. Bro, you lost to Tottenham.
True.
But hey,
Absolutely.
yaar, abhi kya bol sakte hain? Loss is a loss at the end
Yeah.
of the day. It's embarrassing. It's scary also. We don't want history to repeat itself. Every time Chelsea lose a match, we're like, oh shit. Like that GTA ka theme
Oh,
song.
here we go again.
Ah, shit, here we go again, pops
I mean,
in.
I totally agree with you. Like last season, I think me especially, I I mean obviously I was supporting the team, but it was Chelsea who I was supporting and not the players who were coming onto the field, because we could see the players and we could see their attitude coming in and whatever it was. But at the same time, this season I can see the players who are just walking into the field, like they mean it. They want to be here. They want to perform for Chelsea. Yes, we are struggling still, and like everybody says that we have like less wins than any other team in 2023, which is a fact. But I think considering our team is so young right now, like average age is I think 23, 24 or lesser than that,
Lesser than
and
that, yeah, yeah.
the oldest player is only Thiago Silva, who's 39, who will turn 39. Rest all are below 25, forget even 26, 27. So I think it will take time, but obviously this season I'm looking forward to the matches compared to last season. Last season I wasn't looking forward to any of the matches. I was just watching because I love Chelsea. But so hopefully it turns around quickly.
That's actually true, Vinith. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's actually very true. Last season, we actually saw players like Aubameyang just come on and just play for the heck of it. I mean, when he used to play for Arsenal, and I remember that FA Cup final,
Right.
where they thrashed us, and Aubameyang did that celebration. I was like, look at the amount. Chalo, ek to understand he was the captain of that team also. Wearing that armband meant something for him. But when he came to Chelsea, I thought he'll make a difference, because we actually needed a prolific striker up front. But it just, he didn't. And the worst part was when Aubameyang actually had that back, he made that video behind the scenes where Arsenal, nothing personal.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea went on to lose to
It
Arsenal, and then
backfired like
it
shit.
backfired so hard. So you look at players like Aubameyang, you look at Pulisic. Like look at Pulisic now. I saw the most recent game against AC Milan. I think I actually shared the
It
highlights
was
with you.
in AC Milan where he scored and assisted, I think. And
Assist. Look at that goal, bro. It's like he shot like a 35 yarder out. I mean, ye kahan se aaya, why? And then having to say that, bro. Looking at Pulisic back in the lockdown, lockdown
yeah,
Pulisic, as you say, he was prime.
true.
And I genuinely don't understand, dude. Like why players Pulisic ho gaya, Aubameyang, uh, you know, they were like Aspie as a captain also. He knew he had to wear the armband, but wearing the armband, he didn't make a difference.
Correct.
How much can a captain yell at his team when they're not like Koulibaly? Bro, एक तो जॉन टेरी को कॉल करके बोला कि मेरे को तेरा नंबर चाहिए. जॉन टेरी फोन काटा, बोला तू रख बेंच पे, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. तू है कौन? Because he thought it was a prank call. Koulibaly also didn't play for the badge, and we waited for Koulibaly for like the longest time. I
And
remember back
imagine Koulibaly when he started out, when he scored against Spurs, we were like, yes, man,
my
like this
prime
guy
fucking
is
Koulibaly.
this guy's worthy of number 26 and everything. But I think, I mean, I obviously don't blame him like, 100%. He did get injured, and then after his injury, it wasn't the same. But at the
Hmm.
same time, you have to see the basic mistakes he made. And I think the same basic mistakes I see in now Mark Cucurella as well. They don't have the patience. For some reason, they want to be like, I'm going to just go in charging. I'll win the ball. Everyone will applaud. But बाजू से कट के जा रहे हो यार तुम लोग, and you're leaving in space, and then we are conceding unnecessarily.
Mark
So
spending 52 million on Mark Cucurella was just a mistake.
I think
Hmm.
like Brighton scammed us, that's fine, but I think City scammed us in raising that price.
Yeah, they actually scammed us. I think Liverpool scammed us also in some way in terms of raising the price with Caicedo. They just
Yeah,
knew.
I agree.
And then when Caicedo stepped onto the pitch, I think, of course, it was his debut game for Chelsea. The pressure was a lot higher. He was put into a midfield with, you know, I understand he was put in a midfield with Enzo, and that's what we were actually looking forward to. But having to say that he was put into a formation which didn't sit. He had to drop deep. He didn't understand the dynamic of what how the ball was supposed to be played. I can understand that. But bro, अगर ये 100 million, 110 million इस पे खर्च किया है, just because Liverpool came in at the 11th hour and be like, no bro, he's worth 100 million, हम भी pay कर रहे हैं. They could have also scammed us. I'm a little dicey. I really want Caicedo to like be the next N'Golo Kante,
Yeah.
um, or Makelele for that instance. But you can never tell with these players, right? It's all a very young squad. And I remember once someone telling me that don't never mess with a squad that is in transition. Never mess with a team that is in transition. We are in transition, and I accept that. Um, this year, I'm actually looking forward to even if we lose a couple of games, it's fine. We learn from our mistakes because Pochettino is not that guy. He's not Frank Lampard, who doesn't understand how the dynamics of the game is going. I feel Frank Lampard should give up managerial. He's not fit to be a manager. It's like a one season wonder, like how you had Mutu as a striker, and scoring all those goals and all of that. ठीक है. After that, उसके बाद क्या? He didn't do anything. He had the worst record with Everton also. Everton almost got relegated, and then he came to Chelsea. Chelsea also reached the relegation. They're fighting the relegation battle. They were 3 points
I
above
think
the
when
bottom three.
not, I think Nottingham Forest or somebody drew or lost, we were safe. We were for sure
Because of
that
them,
we were
we
not
were
getting
safe.
relegated.
So, I mean, come on, you can't have a manager who's
Abhishek, you
inexperienced.
need to come on stream यार YouTube पे time pass कर रहे हैं.
Uh, Frank Lampard was okay. हाँ, इसको बुलाओ ना, उसको ऐड कराओ. क्या कर रहा है ये?
अरे he is joining the YouTube link now. I thought. I mean,
इसको लिंक भेज दे
use
यार.
the other link, Abhishek. I sent you the other link. Use that link and come on. So yeah, like see, I agree. Lampard is not the manager we wanted to take us to the next level. Yes, I respect him enough. Obviously, player different, manager different. As a player, legend, legend. The player I looked forward to playing day in, day out. The player, if I was pursuing football like him or any professional player, that is the kind of player I wanted to be.
Mr. Reliable he was.
De-
Coming into the box,
Definitely.
one of
Exactly.
those shots he would take. Okay, we knew that he's that person. If the ball dropped right outside the box, Fran Lampard is there to take care of it.
Right.
But
Not
as a
everyone
manager,
can be Zidane. I mean, I kind of agree. Not everyone can be Ancelotti as well. I mean, the
yeah, that's
guy
true.
has
That's
won the
true.
Champions League as a player, as a manager, everything.
And Ancelotti, see, Ancelotti, Zidane, two different managers, but highly skillful managers. They know how to take care of players. They understand. See, psychology of players also you need to understand, right? Managers that reach that level, like Ancelotti, for that instance, years of experience has taken care of teams like Juventus, AC Milan, Chelsea, Real Madrid. Have had big players with big egos, pride अलग है, dressing room में players के बीच में लड़ाई हो रही, he knows what to do. He actually, they used to say that he was one of those managers that would actually go out for a drink with them. If they're at a party and they'd call up Ancelotti just trying to tease him, ki, if you want to come on, join us. He would actually join them, and then next morning he's back at training, right? He's one of those managers that understood the player's psychology, that understood football psychology. So that's why they call him Don Carlo, right? I mean, for a reason, because he raised his eyebrow, everyone understood the assignment. Right, Real Madrid, especially last 3 seasons, every time they raised their eyebrow in the fucking 100 minute, they knew they had to score and they had to win the game. That's when Benzema would like just turn into prime Benzema and score.
Yeah.
Right. So then you had Zidane. Zidane, bro, was a very skillful manager. Knew exactly what to do with players. He knew exactly where to fit players, how to make sure that these players gel with one another. Send them out for team dinners. Send them out for team golf. Gareth Bale going for golf with a couple of other players. He knew that he would gel along with these players and it would get along, right? Um, Winning 5 Champions League titles, it's not a joke. I mean, you're competing with the best teams in Europe, right?
Right.
So, I mean, they're there, and then Frank Lampard's like down there, you know. Can't. What's up, baby?
Finally, he's here. You can hear us? Why does he seem lost or he can't hear us?
I don't think he can hear us. No, I think he can hear us, but he can't.
I doubt he can
Mad
hear us
tan though,
because
AB, mad tan.
Oh
he's.
shit, bro. Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, now we
Yeah,
can hear you.
you got a mad
Perfect,
tan,
perfect.
bro.
Bro, I've been so busy. I've been so busy with this whole Bayern
You
thing,
can
man.
you can see the shades of tan. You can see that.
Right. Stop
you,
laughing, man. It's
you
not
can
funny.
literally see that shade.
अभी तू अराउंड द वर्ल्ड करेगा लेवल पे तो टैन तो आएगा ना.
Maybe
Right.
like that's why I always wear a cap. For
हाँ.
1 second, I removed my cap. Y'all are making fun of me.
I mean, come on, man. I can't be wearing my cap at home. So,
You never
uh,
know. You never know.
right. Wait, why can't
Yeah. So, maybe we are just discussing on obviously Chelsea. And
Right.
now that you're actually the main question, what I wanted to ask both of you, like, why Chelsea? Since y'all have been fans like me since so many years, but why Chelsea? Why not United? I'm pretty sure United was the most successful club that time. Why not Arsenal, the Invincibles? I'm not going to mention Spurs. I'm not going to mention Liverpool. I mean, I would have highly judged you all if you all even considered for that. But yeah, maybe you can go first.
Right. So, why Chelsea is like a loaded question, man, and it's got so many caveats into itself. I don't even know where to start. So, just simplifying it, basically, Uh, Used to love the whole lion crest back then. That I think that was like the best logo back then for me. Um, and then I think that was like a transitory period for us when we were like going away from this whole Ranieri phase to the Jose Mourinho phase. So I think that's what kind of got me into the whole thing. Used to love watching Zola as well back in the day. Used to love watching Damien Duff and all these guys killing it, man. So, uh, and these were the only people somehow who used to actually give a good challenge to the top contenders. So that whole feeling of underdog taking over the like David versus Goliath vibe. Yeah, I think that was one of the major reasons for me. Always loved an underdog team. So yeah.
For sure. Rana, what's your story?
Mine was a bit different. Okay, so it was actually during the time I actually shifted to Bombay, and when I did, we started playing football, and that was back when most of us guys used to play uh, football for the heck of it because cricket was like booming and everyone played cricket, and सब साले jerseys के साथ denim shorts पहन के आते थे, and I didn't understand why what is going on, and people used to play football in that. And then most of the players, like most of my friends here, used to wear a United jersey, Liverpool jersey, Arsenal jersey. I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, why is everyone wearing this kit? And during that time, na, in the papers, Jose Mourinho ka that that bold statement
Actual
came
one?
that I'm the
I'm the
special one.
special
I'm
one.
not I'm
Yeah.
not just anyone. I'm the special one. And
Right.
that hit my. I was like, ये कौन है भाई इतना arrogant? ये कौन है cocky? So I started watching the games then, and he just happened to take the Premier League by storm. He made teams look like they were incompetent, and building a team from scratch, buying the players that no one else had heard of, even Abramovich didn't hear of, and having Didier Drogba come into the team and being that clutch player that he's always been. Uh, it just struck with me, and I just felt like, boss, ये team is destined for greatness. ये uh, I have fought for Chelsea with people in a way where they've said हमारा तो हिस्ट्री है हमारा बहुत है हम लोगों ने इतने टाइटल जीते हैं मैन यूनाइटेड ने इतने टाइटल जीते हैं and I'm like bro we are a club that is history in the making. We are going to reach a point where we've also going to be winning that many titles where we're going to be one of the prime elite teams in Europe, so
Yeah.
don't undermine us type, like clearly
So
like an
okay.
underdog
Uh,
team.
like I always have this thing about people who say like my club has history, whereas we don't have history. I kind of beg to differ, man, because like Chelsea has hosted some really amazing games back in like 1905 and all. Like the first couple of years after it was like conceptualized the club and all. We
Hmm.
got the first broadcasted game in UK in Chelsea, by the way.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So there's so
We
many
forget
like
that time's FA Cup win, which we
yeah.
wore,
Yeah.
retro jersey, which we wore a couple of years back.
Oh,
And
that was a nice jersey, yeah. Like what a
plain,
beautiful
and
jersey.
this season jersey gives the similar vibes. No sponsor, just a plain
Just a plain
logo.
blue.
Yeah,
So yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, we were the underdog team. People, I feel all these United supporters, Liverpool supporters. I mean, they support their team for their reasons. We shouldn't look down at other teams, but you know, having to love the team you've been supported for so long and just fight for it in arguments, in actual fights, in whatever. Having said that, Chelsea is a team that really like strikes a chord. It just fits right. When you look at a team like I know a friend of mine who's actually a West Ham fan, and for him West Ham just like, who supports West Ham in Mumbai, right? There are very
right.
few supporters. There are only two three
Even I
supporters.
know a guy who's a West Ham fan. That was the first time I saw a West Ham fan. Like we got him on a show as well, and I was like, West Ham, like how, why, from where?
Exactly. I mean, why? you know or so I mean, everyone looks at all these big teams also. People don't look at smaller teams. I know I have friends now that are Wolves fans. I have friends that are Swansea fans, for instance. I mean, Swansea को कौन support करता है? पर है यार, supporters हैं. But मुंबई में बहुत कम है because मुंबई में majority of us start supporting the bigger teams, right? And
No,
Chelsea
exactly.
now.
So I remember, like, just adding on this, what you were saying.
Hmm.
So I remember, I think, like many years ago, I think 6, 7 years ago, or more than that as well, there was a Premier League screening at BKC where they were showing, the couple of Premier League matches. The first match was going to be Wolves versus Chelsea,
Hmm.
and then after that it was going to be United versus Liverpool, which was the match that time. And I could see like Chelsea fans, yes, there were like maybe 50, 100 fans. But the moment I waited for United versus Liverpool, firstly, I just look around. I'm the only guy who's wearing a blue jersey because I was just supporting Chelsea. And I looked around me and I'm seeing like there are hundreds of red jersey hanging here and there. I'm not even able to recognize any faces, not able to see any faces, but just United and Liverpool. And the moment the matches got over, I think that was a draw where Luis Suarez also scored. And
Hmm.
the moment all of us were moving out, I could see how many supporter United had or how many supporters Liverpool
Liverpool
had,
has, yeah.
even at that point of time where Liverpool wasn't successful. So to think on that, it's like you mentioned, like we are a club who is making history. The same way Liverpool made, the same way United made, the same way Arsenal made. So
We
hopefully turns around
But
quickly.
see, the thing is, Chelsea haven't achieved enough in the last 20 years. Okay, like hear me out properly. When you compare ourselves to, the next king in the making, that's Man City. I think they're already pretty much out there. And what they have achieved in the last 20 years is, I think, way more and way more significant than what Chelsea has done. That's where I
absolutely,
feel
yeah.
we lack a little, and that's also because of like the lack of stability and like the other reasons that you guys were talking about some time ago.
And
See, lack of
actually,
stability is
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Inconsistency in having a primal figure as a manager. We've been lacking that for the longest time. We had Mourinho come in, and then after that, Mourinho also got sacked, and then we didn't have a good manager for quite a while until Tuchel came on, right? And then we let go of Tuchel also. So we made Chelsea as a club has made a lot of mistakes in terms of having a prime figure who can run the club, who can manage the club. Ownership also having to lose Ibrahimovic as an owner. Under Abramovich, yes, we've achieved a lot. You know, Man City ka kya hai na? Man City came in with that money, that very Qatari money, and then they went out and bought all the good players, the best manager in Europe.
right.
I mean, like
But exactly, to coming to Pep, like you all got the best manager at that point, and the only guy who could rival him was Jose Mourinho. But to think
absolutely
that like since City's existence, the first Premier League trophy they won was by Manuel Pellegrini, and they
exactly.
had the balls to sack him and get in Pep Guardiola. I mean, yes, Pep Guardiola is successful, but like you said, you need to take that step. You need to have the balls to do something and then keep that consistency throughout. Like I
We've
think the
had the
first
balls to do
season
it
of
for
Pep,
so long.
like if you see like first season of Pep, I don't think so. He won the Premier League, right? He won it in the second or the third
Second
season.
season,
Yeah,
second.
and everybody was like, it's just the Barcelona team. It is
It's that
Messi, it is
Bayern team,
Neymar, it is
Barcelona team. He's not
Suarez.
able to. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember that.
But
Yeah.
now you see, now everyone is shit scared to face City, and
And it
that
takes
is
time. Yeah,
something
it
which
takes
we need
time.
to do.
Like we have two case studies right in front of us. That's Liverpool and Man City. I mean,
Exactly.
Klopp turned them around like crazy over the years.
Yeah.
Did some really good signings, strengthened their, you know, आजकल वो नया चल रहा है ना cinema. Like these top three would be cinema.
Yeah.
So Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Oh my
Firmino,
God,
they
what?
were,
But
they were.
imagine,
elite,
average
elite.
players Klopp turned into like
Exactly, exactly.
brilliant Ballon d'Or contenders.
Chelsea
Most what?
hasn't been doing that, I would say. I mean, we have cultivated so much great potential kids, but somehow we end up sending them on loans and like
Selling
so
them.
many loan spells. And I was actually so happy we did not sell Lewis Hall. He's just gone out on a loan.
But
So
there is a caveat in that. There is a
Yeah,
caveat.
yeah. There's a catch. Yeah.
Chelsea said it is an option to buy, whereas
option है ना
Newcastle
वही.
said it's an obligation to buy basis the performance
Right.
criteria what they have set in the contract. So it might as well as turn into a buy itself. So I don't think so. We'll see Lewis Hall again next season, but obviously we can just hope that you know how it is.
I mean,
Let's see how
he
it goes.
said bye. So
Yeah. So, Dr. Simran has a question. Since Chelsea are in transition and I don't see them winning the Premier League, do you guys think City will be taking it home again?
I think Arsenal does it this time.
even I feel
Sorry.
Arsenal might.
I think Arsenal does it this time.
See, I see. The only reason I want City to win is so that Arsenal don't win. I mean, I don't hate Arsenal per se. They play some beautiful football at times. Their players are too good, but Arteta as a manager, I hate him. I mean, not as a manager, but as a personality. As a manager, superb. He's trying to copy Pep. It's working out for him. He's doing superbly. And again, his young squad, what Chelsea could actually be looking forward to is a young squad taking couple of years and then actually challenging City till the last game week.
Right.
That itself is an achievement. So
But
I
he's
think
made the spendings also, yeah. I would
right.
say like they made some crazy signings this time. Gone all out, signed Declan Rice, got
Speaking of Declan Rice, maybe if you had an option to sign Caicedo or Declan Rice, like both are willing to come
bro
to Chelsea.
Declan Rice any day. Declan Rice, I would say. I think
Okay,
he's
Pranav,
more
I
than a defensive midfielder. He's more of a box to box. So, and if you are going for Lavia at the same time, I would rather have Declan Rice than Caicedo, I would say.
Pranav.
Um, I don't know. That it's been a tough question. I've been asked this question earlier also. If it's Declan or Caicedo, I still prefer Caicedo. He's that transitional player more than Declan. Declan का क्या है, physicality obviously he brings that physicality into the Premier League, and he's built
Yeah.
around an English team. Caicedo has come uh, and he's developed himself into that Brighton squad, and then having to shift to Chelsea, I think he'll do wonders only if if he fits that style of football. If Pochettino can actually put him in the right place to know how how he needs to play that ball to Enzo for Enzo to play it along the the wings or through the line. I think that'll fit perfect for Caicedo because Enzo, given that freedom, will can you've seen him against Liverpool, he was outstanding,
But what
right?
even against West Ham, apart from
West
the
Ham
penalty
also.
miss,
He
I
was the only
think
player that had the most touches on the ball, the most passes. His
most
pass,
forward passes and
all passes
everything.
was the most. Given the ball, if Caicedo does the dirty work behind him, then Caicedo goes up. Declan has had his moments where I think during the game, I've seen a couple of West Ham games, he's fallen short. He doesn't fall back too quick. If he does, he doesn't attack that fast. So that transition from the defense to attack, I think sometimes he lacks it. But
Bro,
we never know.
he
Now he's
played
saying
like two
Arsenal.
games and Declan won the man of the match in the second one, bro.
Second one, I know. See,
Yeah,
No,
so
so
I think
he's a
actually, I
he's a
see
Premier League
before.
proven player. Agreed. He's
uh,
sorry, Vinith. He's a Premier League
Yeah,
proven player. I'm not denying that. But if for a Chelsea fan, I'd always wanted Declan Rice with Mason Mount. But then
right.
Mason Mount, because they had
Agreed.
that brotherhood, they had that brotherly love, and they were all they even during the lockdown they spoke, bro. If we played together for Chelsea one day, that'd be like a dream come true. And for us fans to hear that, it was like it gives me goosebumps to even talk about it. Like
yeah.
imagine having that feeling to have them see them play for Chelsea together. And but this is football, right? It never happens. We lost Mason Mount because Mason Mount was, I feel he was genuinely greedy. He didn't want to play for the badge anymore. He realized that he was a lot more, he was worth a lot more, but not at the price that Man United paid for. Clearly, he's not doing well at the number seven role.
I have
Um,
an alternate theory to that. You continue.
yeah,
I'll come in later.
and with Declan Rice, I as much as Thomas Tuchel also wanted him, even Graham Potter went out and made it very clear that I want him as a player. Chelsea, based on the stats they were working on at that given point in time, they felt that Declan Rice doesn't fit the system. And if you look at it now, if you look at the team we've actually have, Declan Rice suits Arsenal. He doesn't suit Chelsea. You need a player to do all that dirty work right behind Enzo, because Enzo needs a player who he needs someone to back him up basically. And I feel
Right.
Enzo, given that freedom and time, Declan can't do that dirty work for him.
But
And
Like
we,
partially, I will disagree with you, and partially agree with AB what he said. Like,
Hmm.
see, if I had a choice between Declan Rice and Caicedo, I would have gone for Declan Rice as well. For one reason, he's already an established player in the Premier League. Yes, Caicedo is a player in the
one
making,
hit wonder,
and
bro. One hit
I'm
wonder till
I'm
now.
not saying I wouldn't have him at the club. He's like brilliant, and but again we have to see that he's only 21, a new league for him. It's still his second year in the league, I think. And whereas Declan Rice, like you said, the English way, he's been brought up in that way. He's been, nurtured in that way. He's molded in that way to play the English way, and that is, I think, he suited West Ham more because just different, play that high ball, play the long passes, play on the counter. Whereas for Arsenal, it has to change a bit to play at the feet, to make movements, to dominate possession. I think
Yeah,
he will come good for Arsenal as well. Like he has struggled, but he has played well as well for Arsenal. Like KB mentioned that he won the Player of the Match in the second game. But again, now if I think for long term, yes, Caicedo is better. But if I wanted an established player, I would have gone for Declan Rice. So I think it's depends on how you are thinking or the club is thinking.
See, the man didn't get 1 month of football, and this is what he's done in one game. Like he was on for like 25. I don't know how many minutes he was on for in that game, and he's given one penalty and like really bad touches,
But
creating
but
fouls
but
and
but
stuff like that.
don't forget Thiago Silva's debut against West Brom. I mean,
I mean,
we all thought, yes, Thiago Silva, what a free
right.
signing. First game gets a red card against West Brom. We were battered, embarrassed, whatever you want to call it. And then now you see Thiago Silva. I mean,
prime
stadiums,
figure.
Right,
pubs,
of
wherever
course.
you go, everybody singing his name.
No, 100%. I'm not judging Caicedo based on just one game that he's played. He is going to take some time to, like integrate himself with the team and all. No doubts about that. But just like head to head and on paper, I would say like agreeing to what Vineet said some time ago, like the English way and the pace of the game, understanding that, I think Declan can do wonders where Caicedo will lack 100%. I would say not
Right.
100%, but I'm pretty
To some
sure that
extent,
it'll
yes.
take some
Yeah.
time.
But I think Caicedo will grow into this Chelsea team. I mean,
Yeah,
Caicedo is the one
definitely.
who does the dirty work. That is
We
why, if you see, before he came on, Gallagher was the one playing behind Enzo and in between the midfield and the defense. But the moment Caicedo came in, Gallagher was pushed up and Caicedo was
don't get me
there.
started though.
Oh, I forgot
Oh man,
your favorite player. Your favorite player, man.
dude, I have
How
no
could you
words.
hate Gallagher? I don't understand. Why do you hate Gallagher? Like the work rate he puts into the game, it's
See,
outstanding. He genuinely
okay,
attacks and he
And
defends
I think he's been performing really well this season. Last season,
very well.
I mean, obviously, we are not seeing the results. I mean, we are not seeing his output. We are not seeing the results. It's just hard work right now. But I think when nobody's doing that, and if a player like last season itself under Graham Potter, he was the one who was coming off the bench and pressing like a mad dog, winning balls in the final third, trying to start the attack from there itself. And I think
Okay, now compare his season with Crystal Palace and like his last loan spell and us, please. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree. Abhishek
so
hates Gallic.
like the levels that he was on with Crystal Palace, those banger goals and like providing assists, final third balls, like
Right.
cutting in. That dude
But
was
that was
like
a
on some
different
other level.
team. You need to understand that Crystal Palace team was also very different. Patrick Vieira had a very different mindset. The system that Gallagher played in was that number 8 role that Lampard had. So he was given the freedom to play out the long ball. He was given the freedom to come into that final third and hit that bomb. The way he scored, I think. It was a Palace game, or was it for Chelsea, where he actually saved our face? He scored that the win.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think two
The
years ago or a
banger.
year ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, the banger he scored. We thought he was
yeah,
that Crystal Palace player, right? But no, I mean he fits in a different system. Gallagher this season during the preseason also has put in a lot of hard work. He's realized that Pochettino actually relies on him. He sees some potential in Gallagher for him to actually um, make that extra run, go that extra mile, put in that extra energy. Yes, I understand. Now that you said that, yes, the output we can't actually understand. That's purely because we had one draw and we've lost one game. Had we won
And
the game, the
you know,
stats would have proved.
yeah, sorry to cut you out. Actually, see,
Hmm.
you know, like both of you mentioned those long rangers, bangers, what Gallagher is capable of. And we saw it against West Ham where he took a shot, but it was a good shot, but in the hands of the keeper. And right now, I think in Chelsea's team, he's the only guy who has the guts to do it, who has the ability to do it. But at the same time, if you see last season or even before that, all Chelsea teams now, all Chelsea players for some reason have forgotten how to take long shots.
yeah,
Especially if you're playing against a low block team, which Chelsea plays, 75% of the time against low block teams. You have to take that risk, you have to take the shots. Whereas, like, Lampard was scoring from 30, 40 yards when he was
yeah,
scoring. It wasn't always the tap ins or his link up with Drogba and whatnot. He was scoring those 30 yards, 40 yards. Mason Mount, when he came in, he was scoring it in the first season. But the moment he stopped doing that, his again output reduced. And I think it's just the way we are trying to play now. We are trying to be too cute like Arsenal because when Ozil was there at Arsenal, when Wenger was there, like Arsenal were called too cute because they had to score from literally inside the goal if they had to score
yeah.
a goal. And that is what I think needs to change. Like every player needs to take that risk in the game. And I think Pochettino will get that. Obviously, if he stops experimenting, I don't know why he's experimenting in the first two matches with Colville as the left back and Chilwell as the left winger and all.
Even
Like,
I didn't understand with Carney
yeah,
up front. I did not get
exactly.
it.
Oh, we've got a question, I think,
Yeah,
and I
on
would
that
like to
itself,
answer
like, do
this.
you guys
Yes,
have faith on Pochettino? Is he a right match for Chelsea?
100%. I think none of these guys believed me when I said
Just
like this.
the way Pranav is laughing, it's like either he doesn't trust Pochettino or what is coming out of your mouth. One of the things.
But I would like to say that I mean I was 100% sure that he is going to come in and make the players run, make the team a little more fitter, make them press like like those wild dogs and stuff. And I'm really looking forward to Pochettino doing that with
Right.
Chelsea. And what he did with Tottenham, like built superstars over there. Harry Kane started banging goals like day in day out. Son he created. There
Imagine
were many
Delhi
other
Ali
things.
level,
Yeah,
and the moment Pochettino left,
yeah. So I think we are on that journey to like create some of our own superstars, and it's just a matter of time. I think we just need to stabilize over like a month's period. I think we'll be sorted, man. Watch is the man.
You have to understand Pochettino has come back to the Premier League after a while. He came back after having to coach a team with players like Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi for a while. With having those egos and that level of players also have that style and flair that they bring in, right? So he didn't do well. He took some time off. I think he had to go for some therapy sessions, and then he came back fresh. Uh,
Dude came to Kerala.
I,
That was Tuchel.
Yeah, yeah,
that's
Tuchel,
took.
Tuchel, the moment he was sacked, he was like, "Fuck it, I cannot handle this. I need my mind fresh. I need to
मैं
go
जा
and
रहा हूँ केरला
meditate for a
योगा
month."
करने. Yeah,
So
and
did Pochettino also have that episode? I'm so sorry. I didn't know about that.
Pochettino kind of
He had his own
he was
thing.
linked
I
to a lot
think.
of clubs. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was actually linked to a lot of clubs back then after he left, but he did not
Imagine
want
he
to take
was
that.
linked to United before he came to Chelsea. He
And
was
Gary Neville actually was looking forward to Pochettino being their manager because he understood the way, the style of play that Pochettino brings to that he had at Tottenham that he'd bring to United back then. But Pochettino took his time. He understood, what's going on. He actually took a step back to assess this situation. See, as a Chelsea fan, having to see Pochettino lose with Tottenham in that final game where Eden Hazard scored that curler, and Leicester City go on to win the Premier
the
League.
Battle of Stamford Bridge.
That the
oh,
battle
that
at the
was nice.
Stamford Bridge, that was the best game as a Chelsea fan at Stamford Bridge that I've seen. The sheer aggression. I mean, Diego
Yeah.
Costa not giving up, Eden Hazard being that clutch player. That the link up, the 1-2 that they had, it was superb, right? Having to see
Yeah.
Pochettino just
Crumble, bro. He
his
crumbled.
face legit grumbled, and then the players fought after that. The red cards were pulled out, all of that, right? I did not believe in Pochettino. I'll be very honest with you. I did not believe in
Same.
him. I did not. I knew that he would bring in a very different style of football. I knew that he would really increase the work rate of the players because that's how he is. He all these Argentinians. I don't know why they love the murder ball kind of a thing where they want players to really pick up their work rate so that they have that kind of stamina to pull off a 100-minute game, 110-minute game, even if it goes into extra time and whatnot. Pochettino came in, he pulled the players up. Look at Nicholas Jackson, the way he runs, the way he puts pressure. The first game to go up against Van Dijk, to go up against Konate is not fucking easy. Having the
Indeed.
strength, the stamina to run those 90 minutes was outstanding. Look at Raheem Sterling. We blamed him. I've blamed Raheem Sterling throughout the preseason. Even the first game, I blamed him for not having to put in, you know, he final third me, he doesn't know what to do. He panics.
And
But
then we see that level
against
against
West
West
Ham,
Ham.
Oh,
Like,
that was
his game
beautiful.
was next level.
I was
The
like,
runs into the box.
who's wearing the number 7 all of a sudden? I
I
was,
was shocked. I was like, ये कांटे जैसा भाग रहा है. ये confidence कहाँ से आ रहा है? He was not he understood. Yeah, there were few moments where he could have made one or two
yeah.
pass a little quicker
Hmm.
for Jackson to tap it in. It went across the box. I understand that, but the runs into the box, the you know the
Brilliant.
it was amazing to win that
Yeah, yeah.
penalty. Now that penalty, I wish it could have been someone else. We all understood that Enzo wanted his first Chelsea goal also. I
Yeah.
genuinely thought Enzo was going to convert that, but right before the penalty was taken, I still remember I was watching the game with Sherry, and I just had a feeling he was going to miss. It just felt that he was not confident enough to
Yeah.
place it into the right bottom corner, which he usually does. He went left, the keeper dived, he saved it. And for Areola, for a keeper that fucking played for PSG and now is playing for West Ham, to save a penalty and then
And
you
he
know
had never saved a penalty
Yeah, he's never
before.
saved a
never
penalty.
saved a penalty in his life and he
Right.
saves it against Enzo. I mean, for fuck's sake,
But
man.
that's just a Chelsea thing. I mean, it's like if a striker's out of form, that striker all of a sudden come and put in bangers of a performance against Chelsea, and Chelsea will struggle. But like we are optimistic this season compared to last season. Last season it just felt that everything was going wrong, nothing was looking bright. This season we see that we are playing well, we are creating chances. Just
Right.
that one thing, that small thing which needs to
Goals.
click.
Goals.
And
No, okay. I
we are
would.
playing against Luton. Hopefully, fingers crossed, obviously, because no team is easy in the Premier League and they are like the dark horses.
Right.
from where to where, the fairy tale story, and you never know what turns up. But I think this run of fixture is what we need. We have Luton, Wimbledon,
Yeah, I
we
think
have
yeah.
another couple of teams like Everton, I think.
Nottingham.
That's what I said some time ago. We need that 1 month period to stabilize over,
Yeah.
that period, and
And
then
this
we
is
take
that
on.
1 month
Yeah.
immediately,
Yep.
because I
Yep.
think till October, till September end October, we are playing some decent matches where we should be getting the 3 points. Like I
Yes.
think in the next 6 games, we can easily get the 5 games, 5 wins, 6 game maybe I think is Aston Villa, which will be slightly tricky.
Tough.
But yeah, let's see how it goes on that. And so
I would like you guys to explain one thing to me. What happened with the whole defense side of the things in the West Ham game? Uh, we say Levi Colwill will be the next big thing.
see,
We're bringing in like Desasi, who doesn't have had like that much of a preseason with us either. And we're just pushing him into these clutch games. Um, it's going to cost us dearly. Why not play Benoit Badiashile when he's been proven to be a very good, reliable centre back from the year ago, like from 1 year ago? I would rather have players like these come in and then maybe like bring Disasi over a period of time when they actually understand the pace of the English game. These are these bad decisions that have cost us the last game. I
so
would say. I
right.
mean,
So I agree with you. One thing is obviously Badishil is still injured. He's coming in. He started his individual training on the ground and stuff. The only thing I felt defense which went wrong against Liverpool as well. You could see that in defense we are playing three at the back. In possession we are playing four at the back, where Colville is playing like a left centre back, left back, which is leaving a lot of space because
yeah.
Chelsea as a team will take time to in transitions literally to change positions. We are never used to that. Either we play
I
four
think
at the back, we used to that.
somebody
Three at
wants
the
to
back.
join, bro. Somebody wants to join the chat. I think.
Yeah, so
Uh, I can see Soham, but is this video on? Soham is struggling to just switch on a video. Okay, now I can add him. I think. Okay, perfect. Actually, Soham, you're right on time. I was moving to the end of the session where I'm going to ask quick random questions to three of you all. You'll have to quickly answer. All right. So, can you just speak something so that I can hear you?
Can I audible?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Bro, you prepared for this and all, or what? Content manager बन रहा है अभी. From
He's, I
coach
think,
to content manager.
he's checking his FPL team. I think.
side by side.
Right.
Yeah, chal
Okay.
Vinny,
The
shoot.
first question, like, obviously, we'll start with AB, then Pranav, then we'll move on to Som, and that same order. First question, obviously, the one player we adore, and we were obviously waiting for here we go. I think we were waiting even for midnight, early morning for his here we go, which was last season. It was Enzo, and so obviously he's the player, the future captain, the way he performed last season as well. So maybe if you had a chance for one photo or a dinner date with Enzo, but at the same
Dinner
time you
date,
may have to
bro.
ditch your partner. You may have to ditch your partner. Would you? Who would you choose?
Bro, Sterling with that ass. Oh, baby.
I see. I'm not going to ask you the reasons. I'm pretty sure I know the reasons. I'm not going to ask you that.
No, but I mean, there was like a given answer, bro. Like, it had to be him. Oh, baby. Have you seen that reel, by the way? Like, Sterling is taking that corner and like people are shouting, "Oh,
Yeah,
baby."
yeah,
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
right.
Sterling it is.
Pranav, don't
Um,
forget Sherry is watching. Just say.
um, yeah, I'd probably have. I think Ben Chilwell would be actually nice to actually sit and have dinner with. He's a I think he's quite a chirpy guy. He likes to talk a
Yeah.
lot. I think he's someone who you'd actually enjoy dinner with. And I don't think Chelsea will have a Sherry either will have a problem. So
Oh, he loves Indian food, by the way.
uh,
His
even better,
yeah,
even better.
his favorite takeaway is Indian, by the way.
Superb. So your one player who you would ditch your partner for.
Thiago Silva.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Brazilian man.
Bang.
you have to give an
Any day, man.
explanation.
The calmness that she has brought in the team, I do not think of any other player who can bring that calmness that she has brought and that composure in the final stages, which is necessary,
That'll be
especially
a
the
very
UCL
quiet.
final.
I feel it'll be a very
Absolutely.
quiet dinner.
And that's
It'll be a
better, no?
very quiet.
After a after a hectic day
But
at work, you need a quiet dinner.
you're
Oh,
at dinner. At
We
least
need,
enjoy the dinner.
Right.
I'm gonna enjoy
So
after dinner, bro.
yeah, I would.
right. So second question, maybe, which is
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
wait,
one
wait. Before
player?
before that, Vinith, who would you go out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would have, but now I think I'll go with either Enzo or Chilwell. I mean,
Enzo
I'm just a big
Chilwell.
fan of Enzo, man. I'm a big fan of Enzo. So just for different answer, Enzo.
Translator लेके जाना.
I think he can speak English. Come on.
नहीं bro, नहीं. Like he still can't speak English, bro.
He can't. He
Sherry's
can't. He
answer doesn't and
understands.
I go holiday with
Yeah, he
Enzo.
understands.
He understands English, but he doesn't. He can't speak. He can't speak. Guy
Enough
in
for me.
Germany.
Enough for me.
Next.
Right. So next, quickly, who's that one player who's still at Chelsea, which you came to know recently, and you were like, "How the fuck is he still at Chelsea?" Maybe.
Uh, एक तो like it's a given like Lukaku and
There is a question for Lukaku as well. I'll come to that next, but yeah.
okay. Um, do we still have Baba Rahman? I think we do,
We do.
right?
We
Oh
do.
yeah. How the
He's
fuck
still
is
there.
that guy? Like,
He's
how
still
the
there.
fuck is that guy still here? Like
That is the
explain to me.
question. That is the answer.
Fuck. I mean, I
He's still
can't.
there.
Baba Rahman, bro. Like when he'd come, he had like some really good cult following about him. He's a good left back, ye wo. And brother is just like
Career
disappeared.
just dipped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he disappeared, bro. Like, Thai nahi.
Then the same answer.
I Yeah, but then today also I think I saw some post on Ryan Bertrand. Like, is he still
No,
with
but
us?
Ryan Burton just came to train and he's
Just
not
to
at
train,
Chelsea as
right?
such. Yeah.
Then it's fine. I was like Ryan Bertrand
Even
again.
even I
No,
was shocked for a moment, to be honest. Then I read the whole thing like just for training.
like Abhi kaise? But yeah, but Baba Rahman, yes, for sure.
Same,
What
even
a
I would
dude.
have
There was
said
there
Baba
was
Rahman.
I don't know, before we move on to Swam, I just want to say, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a player called Marco Marin. He
Oh
was
yeah,
called the
yeah.
next German Messi. He
I,
was with us till the
he was
longest.
there. We signed him for Werder Bremen. We were like, oh, what a player! Like,
Mad player. Messi की तरह भागता है. He cuts also left footer. I was really excited. His career also dipped. Danny Drinkwater
I don't,
was there behind the
I don't know
scenes.
if his Chelsea career dipped. It didn't take off at all. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what happened.
I forgot Bakayoko, man.
Oh,
Bakayoko
is he
also.
still there?
No, I
Or
think
he
we sold him.
terminated
We
his
sold
Yeah,
contract?
him to. Yeah, we sold him.
Yeah.
did we? Yeah,
No, I
we
think we
did. We did.
terminated his contract. I think we
We
terminated his contract
terminated his
for.
contract.
I mean, obviously, no one was willing to buy him. Like, what the worst signing ever. Like, forget about Chelsea, the worst signing ever.
Yeah, that was a scam.
Talking about
Utter
signings,
scam.
talking about signings,
Hey, you didn't
obviously,
ask.
Hey, you didn't ask Swam. You didn't ask Swam.
Yeah, you didn't ask Soham.
I think he meant Bakayoko only.
Oh yeah, okay. I think yeah.
No, I mentioned Baba Rahman only and Lukaku,
Okay.
which all we know.
Lukaku. So, now that we are talking about Lukaku, like Morata, we have another
He was a
question about
scam.
Morata.
He was a
Oh
Morata
yeah,
scam.
is
he was
the
good. Yeah, he was. I mean, see, like
He
not
was a
all
scam.
strikers have to perform, and all. I mean, obviously, all strikers have to perform, but Morata was good in certain games, bro. I would say.
People
Yeah,
used him to embezzle money. He was
And
used to for transfers to embezzle money only.
भाई को स्टार्टिंग में ही 9 नंबर दे दिया तो मतलब उसका उधर ही खत्म हो गया था। सब जादू तो ना हो गया था उसके ऊपर। सो
Because yeah, the number 9. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Ha, Lukaku, tell me, Vinith. Vinith, can you hear me?
Vineet,
Vinith. Looks like we lost Vinith's connection
no,
with.
I
Yeah, sorry, I
he's
No, he's
back.
actually
back.
He's
got
He's
a
back.
back.
call. Yeah. So where were we? Talking about Morata?
Yeah, after that,
Lukaku.
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 Wanted to.
Lukaku. So see, like a tricky question. Like I know my answer for sure, but would you rather have a transfer ban or Lukaku?
Transfer ban.
I think we can go
Straight.
4 out of 4
Transfer
for
ban any
this.
day.
I think we can go 4 out of 4
Any
for
day.
this.
That guy
Any day.
is a scam. He's a scum. He doesn't want. I mean, Pochettino actually spoke to him today. Reports came out even on, I think Nasser only or David Ornstein actually mentioned that they actually spoke. They had a conversation, and Lukaku still didn't want to play for the Chelsea badge. And having said that, Pochettino was very clear: if someone doesn't want to play for the badge, I'm sorry, he's not welcome into the team.
Right.
So it's best to let go of
And
him.
you know what?
I'm actually happy if they let go of him and take Vlahovic because we actually need someone up front. Okay, money, whatever they've dropped the raise, the price for Lukaku. They've dropped him to like 35 million or something. They're okay with him going to a Saudi club also if we get an opportunity. Sell him off. It's okay. It's better to get rid of Lukaku than having him on the club. Ziyech was the same. He just didn't want to play for the badge either. At some point, yeah, Lukaku just didn't want to perform. Like even Inter Milan don't want him. Juventus ultras are complaining that they don't want him.
Everybody, like I'm surprised how one player
Can
in
piss off
such
so
a
many people.
short span of
He might
time has
he might
managed
end
to
up
piss
at
off so
Fulham,
many
by the way.
people.
He might end up at Fulham. I think their striker
And
just left for Saudi. Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah,
uh,
Mitrovic.
Mitrovic.
Mitrovic left for
Oh,
Saudi.
Al
So
Hilal.
yeah, I think there's a huge possibility we might give him to Fulham.
दे दो
So
यार.
there are rumors that Spurs want Lukaku. All of a sudden, Lukaku offered himself to Roma, and I just hope he leaves. That's the only thing. That
Let's
guy has
get
managed
Sammy
to
back.
piss off United, Everton, Chelsea, Juventus, even
West Brom.
Belgium supporters. He has managed to piss off
He's pissed off 7, 8 clubs already.
already. He got into the Championship League 5. I agree.
Yeah,
I
actually
agree.
he did. He actually did. He stood in the his ball awareness. Oh my god.
And imagine he was pissed. So I think he didn't start the final or something like that. I think he didn't start the final. So he was pissed that he didn't start the final.
King rant, bro. I उसको निकालो यार. जितना जल्दी निकालो निकालो. I'm okay. Like buy any striker, man. For fuck's sake, just let him go. Saudi wale, they're coming. They Chelsea will be like 35 minutes. Le jao. It's
But you
okay.
take a transfer ban, like
I'll take a
I
transfer
would
ban.
take ban. I would take
I
one
would take a transfer
withdrawal
ban.
in 1 season transfer ban if that means he's going
They
before the
think about it.
transfer
One
ban.
season transfer ban, we're not allowed to buy players. We retain the players we have. We're not able to sell the players either, right? So we retain the players we have. We work on them. We nurture them. We build a
I
team
just
that is.
want everyone to sell Lukaku before the transfer ban, and I'm fine with it. But obviously, I hope it doesn't come to that. And
yeah. I mean,
we don't hope that. We don't hope that. So just.
Soham just dropped off. He's not
Yeah.
agreeing with you.
I think he wanted Lukaku to stay. The only Chelsea fan that wants Lukaku.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember we had Loic Remy? Matlab, he didn't do
He did
shit.
well.
I would have still preferred Loic Remy, man.
He
What do
did
you
well.
think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even I would have preferred Loic Remy over Lukaku.
No, I mean I would consider Lukaku on that level only now. Like play him as the third striker or whatever. But like I mean
Not
keep
even
him.
third
Let's
striker. He doesn't deserve to be in the team. He doesn't
Yeah,
deserve
how
to
can you
be
have someone
anywhere
who
near
doesn't
the
want to
team.
play for the badge, who
so khilao mat na.
mid-season?
That guy is
Yeah,
going to get down everyone's morale, everyone's motivation. मतलब मनुष्यत ही है सब जगह.
तू सोच ना, अभिषेक मिड सीजन जाके इंटरव्यू दे रहा है, बोल रहा है कि यार मेरे को इंटर वापस जाना है, इंटर विंटर वाज होम फॉर मी, वी स्पेंड 80 मिलियन फॉर यू यार, कुछ
Yeah.
तो शर्म करो यार. We spent so much money, we've flown you out, you've come to your boyhood club, we are excited, we are looking forward to it, we think that Lukaku is that pivot striker that will change things around for us. We were actually, I was genuinely excited कि Lukaku आएगा, he fits our style, आएगा, he'll score. He didn't do shit, and then he goes out to fucking say this
Yeah.
mid-season without Tuchel even being aware of it, and now the press has taken control of the situation. Tuchel's
Oh.
pissed. You remember Tuchel had to have that conversation with him, and then things just blew out of proportion. He went back to Inter. Inter ko bhi abhi bencho, he went and said some dumb shit. And before joining Juventus also now ultras don't want him because Allegri thinks nahi ye fit karega. I'm still I still hope as a Chelsea fan ki if Chelsea can go back to that conversation and say, listen, we'll drop the asking price for Lukaku, 35 million swap deal. Take him. We'll take Vlahovic. Vlahovic, TK. We can use him as a second striker. We can use him as a third striker. 35 million is a cheap price asking for the amount of money we spent on players with 100, 100 plus tags.
Almost
I
90
genuinely
million.
feel 10 times better than letting having Lukaku stay in Cobham, train at Cobham behind closed doors with no jersey number and letting him rot. I don't want him taking up that parking space in Cobham. Jao, chalega.
I agree.
It's
Let's
not
see
worth it,
how
yeah.
it turns up. So last question before we end today's session. It's been over
Hmm.
an hour.
Hey, this has been
How,
fun, bro. I just
yeah,
want to put it out there for everybody, whoever put in the messages and all. Also, like really amazing, fun session. I think
yeah,
let's
that is
do
what we want everyone to get
right, right,
involved. The
right.
audience who are watching on YouTube,
Let's keep doing
especially
this.
saw
Go
Sumika,
on. Yeah.
Higuain, Murata, Lakaka. Cherry asking Pranav if she can go on a date with Enzo. Brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to speak to her about that.
Simran
Go
is
on, go on.
saying
Last
that
question.
talking about 100 million, we got scammed with Hazard. Hey, that's not our fault. Hazard is a brilliant player, and you all
See,
didn't use it properly, man. You all didn't
with
use
with
it.
with Eden Hazard, now I'll tell you, I'll be very honest. He left at the prime of his he left at his prime. He cultivated himself within the Chelsea legend hall of legends or whatnot. uh, he what I personally feel is because he performed so well over the years, the number of tackles he got into, the number of injuries he picked up on, the
Yeah.
little niggles he picked up on really came back and affected his career at Real Madrid. I know they spent 100
And
million
Real
on him,
Madrid medical team was shit.
and their medical team
Seriously
was
shit.
it's always been shit. That's जो चेल्सी का मतलब मेडिकल टीम अभी है वो रियल मैड्रिड. आई थिंक वी बॉट रियल मैड्रिड्स मेडिकल टीम नाउ, बट I mean, given the number of injuries we have, but still, Hazard picked up on all these injuries and it's really affected him. It costed him his career. Someone who was worth 100 million is now worth 5 million and is on a free transfer, a free agent. Anyone can buy him. Players like Eden Hazard, being a clutch player for Chelsea that he was, clubs like Inter Miami also don't want to spend 5 million on him. They're still having second thoughts. I mean, it hurts to see. It really it hurts me to see a player of that caliber, drop to that level.
Yeah.
So
No, but see, I think he gave up on his dream somehow. He thought Real Madrid was his final destination, and he's gonna end
playing
his
for
career
Zidane
there.
was
And
his main thing actually.
yeah,
He wanted to
so
play for Zidane.
Right. So AB, last question. Predictions for Chelsea
but
versus
time, yeah.
Munich.
I mean, you have to give that also. So if you've got like Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, and Lucas Vasquez, and people like those, and you have to compete against that talent, there's a lot of pressure in that sense as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a bad decision, I would say, for him. But what a player! Yeah, what a player! Enjoyed every game. So I would like to say I went and saw the game, Chelsea Roma at Stamford Bridge back in 2017 with Conte, like coaching us. And what a fucking game, man! Like 3-all was the final score. Edin Dzeko scores 2 goals for Roma.
Yeah, yeah, I
Uh,
remember. Yeah.
Hazard scores 2 goals, I think. 2 goals or 1 goal. Last का goal उसने मारा था. Man, the stadium erupted, and the fucking following that this dude has, it's unreal. And what he, I mean, he just lifts the place up. It's crazy, and like players like those are hard to come by, honestly.
They John Terry also said, no, yeah, training में कुछ भी हो जाए, we'll give our 100%. Hazard wouldn't give, but in the game, if
In the
there's one
game, yeah.
player they could rely on, it was Eden Hazard to turn the game around.
Yep.
That run against Arsenal where Frimpong got Frimponged, you know,
No, that was
who was that?
that was
Not Frimpong.
What?
What's his name?
Gabriel, I think.
Gabriel. Yeah,
Was it
Yeah,
Gabriel?
Gabriel got
yeah.
Frimpong. Sorry. Um,
Gabriel
and
got
went the other
frimponged.
way. So it was
I'm gonna
mad.
start using this, bro.
Yeah, there was a player na Arsenal में Frimpong
Yeah.
करके.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was the saying I saw. Gabriel got Frimponged or something when Hazard took him on. And that goal against Arsenal was amazing. The goal against Tottenham for Leicester to win the title was
Brilliant, brilliant.
And
amazing.
imagine you're signing off by scoring in a Europa League
Europa
final.
League final to win the Europa League, even against Liverpool. You know that game where he took on Alberto and then he scored that screen. You know that
Oh, brilliant.
that
That
goal,
Yeah.
from the half line also is running.
his run. He clutch player tha yaar.
He megged like 2 players and all.
Yeah.
For a player to do that in the Premier League, you have to be of some quality, you know.
Right.
And as a Chelsea fan, I really miss him. I wish even if I could take Hazard now, I'd probably take him on a 1 year contract just for the heck of it. 5 minute kya hai, le lo. You know, he could train the youngers, you know, young ones a thing or two, you know. So
भाई
go on.
खुद ट्रेन नहीं करता था, दूसरों को ट्रेन कराएगा अभी.
At least कुछ तो ज्ञान देगा, कुछ तो ज्ञान देगा. बोलेगा क्लच प्लेयर कैसा बनने का, ऐसा बनने. कुछ तो बोलेगा.
Right.
हाँ.
So, AB Pranav, thank you so much for coming on, and Soham as well, who came on for a brief period. It was like amazing and fun, obviously, and obviously everybody watching on YouTube as well. So we'll connect soon, obviously, as Chelsea fans, as just off the field and on the field as well, soon, hopefully. So see you all next time. Have a good night.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Vinny.
having me. Let's do this often. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. As
it's
Chelsea
been
fans, or
fun. Yeah,
even if you want to discuss other teams, I'm in.
yeah. Would love
We'll
it.
do that.
Would love it.
We'll do that.
Thanks for having me, Vinny.